We doing shit like just slightly a little bit different. Like I'm over here like getting my life together basically. I'm over here getting my life together, paying my bills and shit like that, getting everything paid and knocked out, taken care of. What the whoop the wop the whoop. Okay, cool. So True Crime Wednesday. We're gonna be watching videos, getting our, you know what I'm saying, our insights on shit that people, you know what I'm saying, the crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? This is just what I like to watch. You know what I'm saying? I like to learn shit. I just like to see their tactics. I like to, you know what I'm saying, advance myself. So I hope y'all enjoy.
The released video shows deputies working to coordinate a response as periodic location updates are given to them.
Shaw County has the female on the phone now. They are going westbound.
10-4. Did she see anything?
.33, just passing SUV at 188 County Road J. He attempted to stop the vehicle. 33, I'm behind the vehicle. He's taking off. 1080.
10-4, 33.
Try and get some statement this way too, please.
33. If somebody can get spikes at 188 and 60, approximately 90 miles an hour. Still not catching the vehicle. No traffic. Roads are clear.
CAD
update received.
Notify SOC so they know about the spike request.
.33 or 4, SOC is listening, but we'll advise.
.33 and 188 Price Drive, still attempting to catch 85 miles an hour. Vehicle is still heading 188 west.
Road conditions and traffic conditions, right?
No traffic, roads are clear. Suspect's taking the big S curves at a very high rate of speed. 33, just passing Selwood now.
10-4.
CAD update received.
.33, 188 Bomer.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, boy. Dog speeding like a motherfucker. Like he kind of floating that bitch, and all it takes is one wrong swerve or a slice or a bend in that fucking road, and his ass is wrapped.
I see lights ahead. Do they have spikes out?
10-4.
CAD update received.
33. Looks like negative spikes. We're going to be heading eastbound State Highway 60. Intersection of Pulvermacher, Highway 60, no traffic, roads are clear. We're 100 miles an hour, westbound 60, approaching Pulvermacher.
CAD update received.
33,
33, just lost a tire. Vehicle appears to be spiked, still going on the rims. Looks like we're going to be coming to a stop. Barda and 60. Suspect still going.
10-4, Barda and 60, still going.
CAD update received.
33, 1028. Running on 3 wheels. We're coming around the big S curves, still approaching Barda Road. Looks like suspect's losing a second tire now. 33, suspect is in oncoming lane of traffic, westbound, oncoming lane of traffic, eastbound.
10-4.
33, what's your speed?
CAD update
33,
received.
65 miles an hour. It's crossing over back in the
CAD update received.
eastbound proper lane of traffic. Gastro and 60. No additional traffic. Roads are clear.
.30 spikes set at 60 in Gluth. 60 in Gluth.
CAD update received.
Have a trooper that spikes on Hanneman and 60.
33 additionally, I don't know if you copied him at 60 in Gluth with spikes.
No oncoming traffic. Roads are clear.
CAD
Additionally,
update
for
received.
43, the only tire that should be intact is the rear passenger side wheel. Rear passenger side. Currently approaching units now.
10-4.
CAD update
3326,
received.
the Stockford unit are coming up behind 3333. We're about a half mile behind.
33 appear to be negative spikes from State Patrol. Suspect vehicle just crossed over into the oncoming.
Spikes hit! Spikes hit!
Passing Bluth Road. Appear to be negative spikes from county, negative spikes. Approaching Kelly Road now. No oncoming traffic, 70 miles an hour.
Successful fight.
CAD update received.
33, just for 43, the one tire is still intact. Rear passenger side, 70 miles an hour.
CAD update
Westbound,
received.
approaching Kelly Road. No oncoming traffic. eastbound lane of travel.
10-4.
3330, I had successful spikes at 60 in glue.
3333
CAD
suspect
update
just
received.
crossed over. He's in the westbound lane of traffic, heading eastbound, 66 miles an hour, approaching more lights ahead.
CAD update received.
3333 coming up on 60 in County Road Y, 60 in County Road Y, 67 miles an
CAD
hour.
update received.
No oncoming traffic, roads are clear. 3333, successful spikes, however, still one tire intact.
CAD update received.
3326, notify all units if you run, I will have the K9 up right behind all the other units.
CAD
David
update
Rowley County.
received.
3333, we're 60 in Macaulay, approaching Lodi.
3718 spikes hit.
CAD update received.
3333 for 43, still appears that the passenger side rear wheel is still intact. Coming into Lodi now. We'll be on 60, approaching Lodi Street.
CAD update
60
received.
miles an hour, no oncoming traffic. Suspect is now in the oncoming westbound lane of travel.
3326, there's a state unit that's on the pursuit that's closer than I am that can call this.
CAD update received.
3333, we're 60 in Canning Road in Lodi. Suspect is in the oncoming lane of traffic, 45 miles an hour in Lodi, approaching Mill Street.
10-4.
Dave, we'll try and take lead so you guys can get radio.
3333 approaching the four corners. Appears all four tires are deflated. We're at Lodi Shell, going through the intersection, heading towards Quick Trip, northbound.
3358 up and around 33, May 39.
State Patrol is in front of me. We're 113, approaching County Road J, north side of Lodi. Suspects all over the road, no traction.
CAD update received. CAD update received.
60 miles an hour, no oncoming traffic. Suspects really loose all over the road.
10-4.
Dispatch is anyone in contact with the female still?
CAD update received.
Negative, we are not. I'm not sure if another county is or not.
3304, was there mention of any weapons?
No mentions of any weapons. No one's in contact with the female anymore. Sauk County's been trying to get in contact with her, not able to.
We're 113 in Ryan Road. Suspect still loose all over the road. He is in the southbound lane of travel. 70 miles an hour, no oncoming traffic.
The unit ahead of the suspect vehicle to warn oncoming traffic.
33, vehicle crashed. Vehicle crashed.
CAD update received.
10-4, copy, vehicle crashed.
CAD update received.
113 and Chris Law coming to a stop.
CAD
We're doing a
update
high risk
received.
stop.
Road driving. Back on the road driving.
Let's put this old phone back in service with the new Generate Background feature in Photoshop.
Their most difficult 911 hang-up call ever.
Who was he fighting with?
He wasn't fighting.
I'd like to speak to the other guy that's up here, though.
There's no other guy.
Yes, there is. There's police in the backyard. Don't even lie.
I'm getting conflicting stories from 3 different people now, and it's starting to sound suspicious.
Wow! Wow!
On January 18th, 2023, officers respond to a 911 hang-up call with loud, argumentative yelling in the background. The family who called is about to make this situation much more complicated.
Police department.
Waterway Police.
Hi. How are
Hello. We got a 911 hang-up call.
you? Hang up. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. My kids were arguing.
Yeah,
My
he's got a
son
bloody
had-
hand, I see.
Yeah. I mean,
So what's going on?
He cut his hand with a knife.
Who was he fighting with?
He wasn't fighting. He was trying to cut up frozen for hamburger meat, and then
Who else is in the house?
me and my two. My.
You mind if we
his
come in then?
girlfriend- You gotta excuse me.
Okay, that's fine.
His girlfriend and my her friend and my grandkids. But that's
Alright.
sleeping.
There's blood on the door too.
Yeah. It's going like this. Yeah. He was shaking it.
And who is this?
His girlfriend.
Okay. Can I talk to you outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
What happened?
It was me and this other girl upstairs.
Okay.
His sister's friend.
Okay.
We kind of got into an argument. That's how the argument started.
All right.
So, to be honest, it was happening all fast. I was worried about the kids out on the floor, so I picked them up before. So, when I came back, his hand was already bleeding.
Okay, so you didn't see what happened with the knife?
No, I
Okay.
didn't.
Did you know he had a knife at all?
Huh? No.
Okay. Okay. Who was he arguing with?
To be honest, he was arguing with everybody. Everybody was arguing with him.
About what?
I don't know.
Okay,
Literally, we had just woke up. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. We literally
Okay,
just...
but you said he was arguing with another female.
No,
his
I
sister's
was
friend.
arguing with the other female.
Okay.
It's his sister's friend. I don't know how he cut his hand because I was too busy worried about the kids being picked up.
Gotcha. You don't mind just standing here with my partner here? Some sort of argument ensured. Dude's got pretty jacked up hands, bleeding pretty bad.
Wait, why do I have to stay outside?
Because I want to talk to everyone else independently.
Okay.
Okay?
But wait, can I go upstairs?
You can wait. Oh, there's more people in the house.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Apparently there's another female upstairs. How's it going, sir?
Alright.
Are you the man of the household here?
Yeah, I was in bed.
Okay.
So you guys were arguing tonight?
Huh? No, not me and my boyfriend.
No, okay. Fill me in what happened.
So we woke up, it was like 4 something,
Huh?
and me and this girl started arguing. It's his sister's friend. We only started arguing because she kept saying stuff about my boyfriend
Okay.
and about her boyfriend. So we were arguing, and
Can you do me a favor? Can you take your hand out of your pocket?
Sorry.
I appreciate it.
to be honest, yeah, that's really all I know is that we were arguing. I don't know who he was arguing. I think he was arguing with the black guy.
Okay.
And after they started arguing, I picked up the kids and I took them into the room.
Who's the one that's hurt?
My boyfriend.
Your boyfriend's the one that
Yeah,
hurt?
he
His
has-
hands are...
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let these guys go in here. Morning.
You hear anything? See anything?
I didn't see anything.
Okay. Hey, my man, what happened to your hand?
I cut it with a knife.
Cut it with a knife? How?
Cut.
Who else is
Don't
upstairs?
touch that.
I was supposed to put the ice on it.
No.
This hand's paralyzed, or it doesn't.
What were you cutting?
No?
What were you cutting?
Hamburger.
Hamburger? You weren't having an argument with anyone? No argument at all?
I mean, I argued with my brother, yeah.
Okay, where's your brother?
He's gone. He's been left.
For how long? Because I'm getting conflicting stories from 3 different people now, and it's starting to sound suspicious.
Yeah, he's been gone for maybe a half an hour.
Did you know how your boyfriend got hurt? Did he say anything? Did you
No,
hear anything?
actually, if I was to get hurt on one hand, I probably would have said something or screamed.
Uh-huh.
But he really didn't. He didn't say anything. He has one hand that works and then one hand that doesn't. So it was the hand that doesn't really work that got cut.
Did you hear any sounds of like anything getting physical between these two guys?
They were yelling. They were arguing.
Just yelling? That's
Yeah.
it? No like sounds of a struggle or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
You alright?
Yeah. I'm pregnant.
Yeah. How far along?
I'm gonna be 4 months.
You don't need all this excitement.
That's true.
When did you cut your hand?
Huh? Well,
A little bit ago. This is recent.
There she goes. It's a lot of blood for
That's
slip with a
deep,
knife. Yeah, but the blood all over the mirror, smeared.
he went like this. Copy.
That doesn't equal smears and splattering.
Why'd you smear it all of the mirror then?
All this right here is not blood.
Sit down, baby.
Wire's over here, man.
Sit down.
They're gonna have to check out your finger though.
I'm just showing you.
'Cause you cut it
That's
pretty
not
good.
all blood. If you touch it,
No,
that's
I
not all
don't
blood.
touch it.
There was a guy upstairs who came and checked the window. Did you guys go upstairs?
Who's upstairs? Who's upstairs?
What's your friend? And then her friend want to go get her.
Yeah, because I see blood. I see the blood goes
Oh
upstairs.
no,
so.
he started to go up there.
Featherweight, please make yourself known. Hey man, I know you checked the window. We just need to talk to you.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Can their dad come back and go back in his room right now?
Yeah, I'd like to speak to the other guy that's up here though.
There's no other guy up there.
Hey man, is there anyone else up here? Another male?
Junior.
Ain't nobody else up there.
Yes, there is. There's police in the backyard. Don't even lie.
What do you mean?
Whose room is this?
Junior's.
And which one's Junior? Is he the one with the cut hand?
That's Robert.
That's Robert?
Okay, so Junior's the one we heard about on the call. Can you open this door for me, please?
Junior. Junior. He had a girlfriend here.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear any arguing or yelling?
Yes.
Okay, and what was that?
What was it?
Yeah, what arguing did you hear?
The same argument you guys heard.
I didn't hear it. Okay.
Oh, you didn't hear?
Did you hear Junior's voice or anything like that? Because someone was saying Junior on the phone.
That had to be his girlfriend.
Any idea why she would call 911?
I don't know. She's kind of.
Okay, so we're investigating DV. There's blood all over the floor downstairs. I don't have to kick the door in, right? I would suggest Junior answers the door.
Junior.
We're not leaving until we see Junior.
Everyone okay in there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Junior's room. I know Junior's up there because I got my partner on the backside and saw him check the window. I want to talk to him and get his side of the story of everything.
I don't. Junior left. Now, if he's up there,
So if he left and he's up there, that's two conflicting things, right? So you're telling me he's gone, but you're
Well,
also
you
saying
said
that he
you
could
seen
be up
somebody
there.
No, you said you seen some, or your partner seen somebody.
Yes.
So I don't. I know he left.
Did you see Junior at all before the argument or anything?
His
like
brother?
That? Yeah.
I didn't know that he was arguing with Junior.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out who's arguing with who. Because
Yeah.
Junior apparently left, but I have an officer on the backside saying that they see a male upstairs who's not the father. So,
Yeah, see, I'm not sure.
okay. During the argument, did you hear any sort of threats or anything like that?
No. During the argument, they were literally just arguing to each other. I grabbed the kids and I ran into this room.
Okay, why'd you run with the kids in the room though?
Cause they were arguing. There's two guys. They're getting they weren't getting physical with each other, but they were yelling at each other.
I hid because I was scared. But you gonna lie? Are you just gonna lie? The fuck? I'm not gonna lie. Take me to jail. I'll tell the truth.
But that's the girl. She's in there.
The girl that you were arguing with?
Yeah.
Junior, come out now. Federal police. Federal police. Junior, come out now. Come out. Yes.
All right.
Don't got nothing in your hands. Come on out.
No way.
Okay. What's going on today?
Are you injured?
No.
Why you got blood on you? And is your forehead bleeding?
Yeah, I feel.
Okay, I'm Officer Bessie for the
I
police
already know
department.
who you are. I know you. I see you by your face. I know
Don't do that, honey. Don't get smart.
No, I know who he is.
I know, but
I don't know you, so maybe you got me
You don't.
mistaken.
I know. I don't got you mistaken. That's
Okay.
that's.
You hurt or injured anywhere else? Why don't you sit up for us, man?
Huh?
You can turn over.
Yeah, why don't you sit up?
Sit up.
Sit up, Junior. You're good.
You can sit up.
Sit on this chair right here, man.
I can't.
Why can't you sit on that chair?
Yeah, we need aid.
I mean, I can't, but
Okay, right there.
What happened in your face,
Junior,
buddy?
I
Here.
fell.
Junior, you did not fall. Where'd you fall at?
I fell down this.
You just fell down the stairs, and they left that slash on your.
Yeah,
How?
I fell.
What'd you hit?
That railing right there.
That's real. I know you.
What argument ensured before all this started?
I'm safe and sound. I don't know who called you, but
Yeah, you got blood all up on your shirt and everything. So what's going on?
it's maybe because they were trying to protect themselves. Regardless of what, I never been hurt. I never been attacked. I never been fired on. I never been drinking. I have been drinking. That's correct.
Okay.
I don't know that.
Okay, but you were there during the argument, so I'm trying to
I
get your
was,
side of the
but I
story.
don't know what's been going on. But I never been attacked. I never been armed. I never been physically damaged. I never been physically armed.
So you got nothing to tell me?
I have nothing. And I swear to God, my son's life.
We're gonna have fire come get you. What are you doing up here? You're going downstairs.
This is my boyfriend.
Yeah, and I didn't
That's
ask you
fine.
that. She told you to go downstairs.
You're going downstairs.
Get the fucking floss out of my eyes.
Stop talking to her like that.
You juvenile, you want me to call your mom right now?
I'm not juvenile.
Okay.
You're wrong.
You're underage to be drinking. You can drink right now. Go downstairs.
I'm not drunk.
Go. We're not dealing with you. Go.
I'm not dealing with you either.
Go downstairs.
I never want to deal with you either. I'm a rich ass bitch that is a grocery.
I found out the stairs, man.
I didn't cash that, Misty. I didn't cash that, Mario.
Go get her, cause that's the one I was arguing with. You hear her mouth? That's exactly what I was arguing with that one. Cause she in there yelling at my mom, and it's not cool.
Arrest me too.
Where my other partner
You shut up. Be quiet. Police got authorization against you. The police got authorization against you, bitch. You nigga, stop. Shoot me. Shoot me.
What
are you doing? You got with the real politician, bitch. So what's that? So what's that? Nigga, you gonna put your brother in jail, nigga?
Nigga, I'm gonna go to jail, nigga.
Now you're going to
You're a real ass bitch, and these niggas are fake ass hoe. Fuck, nigga. And fuck you talking about? These niggas real as fuck. Nigga, I fuck with you niggas. Guess what? She's a drug dealer. I'm gonna tell you what's her real name, and you gonna risk. She got a
Do you
warrant.
have any weapons or anything on you?
No, I don't got nothing.
Okay.
Check me, officer. I'm a real. Check me. Check me right now. Check me. I don't got nothing.
You're doing all
Credit
this
score-
extra work
Credit
right now.
score's immaculate.
Okay.
Hey, my name's.
Hey,
I never qualified by the police ever in my life. I got
Listen,
real
stop
credit
yelling.
score.
No one cares about
Every
what you're yelling
officer.
about.
These niggas are drug dealers. I never did nothing.
You're
I'm not
acting
Search
erratic.
Search my name up and search their name up versus mine. I'm a real ass
Just
officer.
relax.
Never in my life did nothing in my life. They're
Relax.
drug dealers. This is
Hey, what is her
this
name?
is a drug. I'm Dariano. Ask them what's her name.
What's your name again?
Dariano. What's her name?
Okay.
Ask them.
Do me a
Ask
favor.
them what's their name.
Dariano.
You're gonna go to jail before me, bitch.
Who's the other person that needed medical?
Just my son.
Just the son.
Why would you in the first place? You guys are criminals against me.
Okay,
They do
go
drugs.
away.
They sell drugs.
Go away
Shut
or
your
we're
mouth.
going to arrest you, okay? Please go away.
You arrest me?
Yeah.
You arrest me for what? For what?
You're obstructing this
For what?
point. This is an investigation. You need to leave.
Investigate them.
You need to leave. Okay,
I
we
can't
will.
leave. I don't got
promise
no
we
right.
will.
Spell your first name for me.
D-A-R-I-Y-O-N-A. Last name as
Will
it
you stop
sounds.
screaming?
D-A.
Stop screaming.
I'm
Bring
gonna
it down.
scream. You know
Bring
why?
it
Because I'm gonna beat you niggas. I'm bitching niggas.
Well, everything was calm
I'm
and
bitching
cool,
niggas. Stop.
and
I'm gonna
then
stop. I got 5 cops
such
ahead
went
of me right
crazy.
now. 3, 4, 5
Stay
cops in front.
over here.
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I got 5 cops ahead of me right now. And you look at me like that.
She should be leaving. She's a problem.
Robert,
She should be
someone
leaving.
left the cut
Get either to an officer.
I know
Please
sign
go
language.
stay over there.
I'm deaf. My grandparents are deaf. I know
Okay,
sign language.
that
Full
doesn't
language.
matter.
I learn sign language. I
Go
talk to my
stand over
hands.
there and do sign language.
Okay, I'm sign language.
I'm assuming she's highly intoxicated.
So somebody go get Junior, or bring him downstairs. Something.
It's hard to juggle everything in life. I feel like Purdue Global offers balance, and I wanted to go back.
Is this Junior here?
Who just said that? You?
You
said
Junior?
that? Yeah, this is Junior.
Yeah. What happened to your forehead, my man?
I failed, bro, right there.
I don't think that's the case.
Come on, man, you just got here. How you don't think that?
That looks like a knife wound to me.
Knife? Yeah, I wish somebody would put a knife to my head.
Okay, so where's the cut on this other dude's hand?
I don't know. He was wearing a black jacket. I thought he was going with aid for.
It's right here.
Give my call. Give my
Hey,
money.
did Robert walk out here?
Call my money.
Black male with the black jacket. The one that got the cut hand.
He's in the ambulance.
Okay. What's going on with Junior, man? He's got a big old cut on his forehead. You got into a fight? So now you tell me you guys get into a fight. Can you tell me about that fight? I want to know how you got injured with the knife and how he got gashed on his forehead.
That nigga hit me in
in the head with the bottle. I grabbed the cup.
Like a mug?
Yeah.
Where'd you hit him with it though? Okay.
I had the mug. Punched his forehead.
So you like punched with the mug?
I didn't punch. I shoved it on his forehead to push it back.
Okay. So he hit you with the bottle. What type of bottle? Like a drinking bottle?
Don Julio.
Don Julio? You guys all drinking tonight?
I drank a little bit. I had like one shot.
So he hits you in the face with the bottle, you take the mug, you hit him back with it, then what happened?
I don't know. I just looked down.
Okay, what about the knife? When did the knife come into play?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I was scared.
Okay, so you grabbed the knife and then what?
No, I didn't use that knife. That knife been there.
The knife's got blood on it, so how'd that happen?
I'm sure I didn't use the knife.
Okay. What about Junior? Did he use a knife?
Test the knife for fingerprints. There's nobody use that knife.
Hey, you need to just...
Move! My map is over there. Don't touch me. That's the race. Don't touch me. Don't fucking touch. Don't touch me. Why are you touching me?
Stop.
Why are you touching me?
You cannot go
Why
in
are you
that house.
touching me?
Because you're not listening.
Why are you so don't fucking touch me. Did I touch you? Don't fucking touch me, bitch. Do you smell you? Do you like this? Do you smell you? Right.
Don't do
sucker,
that.
sucker,
Don't do that, please.
sucker, sucker.
Okay,
Don't
just
spit on
stay-
me.
just stay
Don't
right
spit on.
there.
Don't do that to me.
She spit
I
on
never
you?
disrespected you. Don't disrespect me. I never disrespected you. Don't disrespect me,
You're gonna
right?
leave now.
Did I ever disrespect you? Did I ever disrespect you? Did I ever, right?
You're
Did
gonna
I
leave
ever
now,
disrespect you?
or you're gonna
Don't
be arrested
fucking
for
disrespect me.
obstructing.
You're disrespecting me.
One
So
officer
you're
has been
arrested.
watching you the
So
entire
you're
time.
arrested.
So
So
you
you're
need to
arrested. So you're arrested. You disrespected me.
You need
Get
to
the fuck
leave.
out of my face.
You need to leave,
So
or you're gonna be arrested.
Are you touching me? Are you touching me?
I'm gonna arrest you in 2 seconds if you don't
I'll
leave.
come on right now.
Stand up. There we go.
Alright,
Thank
get
you.
the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me.
Leave,
I'm
or
not
you're gonna be arrested.
I'm for my ride. Call, ask him right now. What's on my ride? Say, how far is the ride?
Go to
I
the
booked a
street,
lift.
or you're gonna be
I
under
booked a
arrest.
lift. I booked a lift. I paid for it. I'm out cash.
Out of 3. 1.
3, 2, 1. I asked him, why are you arresting me?
arrest.
No, I asked him for a ride. Are you serious right
Yep.
now?
Yep.
Okay, do you want me to stay here and wait for him? Ask for my ride? I booked a lift. He asked me for how far is my lift is?
Nope.
I'm not ridiculous. The lift is on his way. He's pulling up right there. He's pulling up. I'm not.
You had an opportunity.
Okay, I'll leave then. Can you ask me how far is my ride is? I booked a lift. I booked it on my phone. My phone's right there. Look.
You're gonna miss it.
How am I gonna miss
Is that
it?
called jinx?
Are you supposed to take me to jail? I booked a lift.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
I'm 19 years old, sir. I'm going home. I have a baby at home too. I have a school tomorrow.
We gave you so many chances
My
to go
son,
home.
I will go home.
No.
My son's dad is taking me
anymore.
home. He's booking me a ride.
You're one of the most confrontational people
I'm
I've
not
ever met.
confrontational.
Yes, you've been
No,
the
I'm
whole
not.
time.
I will leave. My rights are ready for me. I'm not booking
under arrest
nothing.
now.
I'm not under arrest. My rights are booking for me. The girls are telling me, Jerry, go home. I said, I don't know how far it is because I don't have my phone. Her phone's in the house. The guy said he didn't let me go in the house. I'm not lying. He said he's not gonna let me go in the house. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. My ride's on 28. I'm
Being told a lawful order over and over and over.
I don't know here. I don't know this way. I don't know this way.
Stop turning towards me.
I don't know this way. I
Walk
don't
towards the
know.
car.
I don't know this way. I don't know where I'm at. That's why.
Well, it
That's
doesn't
why
matter anymore.
I said I'm going home. I told the sister. The sister asked me. Go home. I
I need
said
to search you. Can you please
I
just...
don't have
Thank you.
nothing. I don't have nothing.
Okay, I
have
still have to
nothing.
search.
I'm nothing. Nothing.
I still have to
Nothing.
search.
Because I do have nothing. I
Stop.
have no
Stop.
career injury. I'm nothing.
Stop.
I'm nothing. I'm nothing.
Stop.
I'm nothing.
Turn towards the car.
I have nothing. I have nothing. You're
Lord.
still playing.
Stop.
Wow. Wow.
I'm not doing that.
Wow. You're wow. Wow. Wow.
up.
I'm standing up, sir. I'm standing up.
Lord.
I have nothing. I have nothing. I have nothing.
Oh, God.
I said I'm going
You're a
home.
broken record.
My grandpa's coming to get me. He's gonna
No,
pull up.
You're going to jail.
Why? For what?
obstructing justice, like I
I'm
told
not
you.
just
like
no.
7
I
times.
know because they told me. They
Can
told
you
me that
leave your head back?
they told me that I was lying. I said I'm not lying.
Okay, I'm done with this.
I'm not.
With the new text-to-image feature in Photoshop, I can make this promo starting from a blank canvas. Let's click Generate Image. Linen texture, sunlight. Moisturizer jar, open face. Let's throw some scattered branches and leaves. All right, that's looking good. Now anything is possible. For anyone.
What's going on?
Good Lord. She whacked my head so hard right there, she like let her all of her body weight just go dead, and it pulled my ass into the freaking door.
jail? You had to take her to jail?
Yeah.
What was she doing?
She had an opportunity to leave and she chose not to. We had to have 2 officers monitor her the entire time.
You don't look the greatest. I'm sure you have better days. This is so intoxicated.
I'm not intoxicated.
You could barely get into this chair by yourself. Here, let's go, man. Are you good?
Thanks,
Hey, Lester, we're going down with James.
I got it, bro. You ain't gotta hold me that.
No, but I don't want you to fall.
Oh, no, I got it.
Where's she going? Where's she at?
Who, the girl that was out here acting the fool?
Yeah, can you go get her for me? Because she's not meaning none of that. Bro, can you go get it for me?
Can you walk out here for me, man?
Yeah, here I come. Here, you put me in handcuffs. But she don't mean none of that.
Step out on the
bro.
grass for me.
Okay. But she don't mean none of that, bro. Where'd he go? Hey, oh, I mean, I'm not going to say old school. What's going on? She's going home, though, huh?
Unlikely.
I got it, bro.
Yeah.
God damn it. God damn it, bro.
Junior, you got ID?
Oh, no, I don't, bro. I lost it. Hey, when we get in here, can you roll this window up and turn the heater on for me, please?
Heater's on right now.
All right.
You get warm in that.
It's my car. I stay cold, too.
Is your car?
Yeah.
I get it. I can get her number for me? No, I need that.
My partner will work on it. You're the
Hey, that nigga Junior funny as fuck. That nigga talking about something. When you get in here, you roll the window and put the heat on for me. Nigga looks so jittery.
Core law. You have the right at this time to talk to a lawyer and have him present while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights, not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Having these rights in mind, do you wish to speak to us now?
Huh?
Do you wish to speak to us? Are you willing to talk?
What's up?
Give your side of the story and stuff?
I did. I fell upstairs.
You fell down the stairs? Yeah. Alright, well let me tell you what I know. You guys all over drinking a little bit. Some arguments started between you and Robert. You bashed Robert's head with that bottle.
I hit Robert in the head with a bottle.
He gets pissed off, he grabs a mug.
Listen, look at me.
Hey, I'm just telling you what I know so far, okay? And
listen,
then we can talk after.
My little brother, okay, I don't mean to cut you off, but my little brother was drinking.
He said he was drinking a little bit. So I don't know how much is a little bit or what.
I fell down the stairs,
okay.
But
he said
I hit my little brother in the head.
That's what he said, and he
look
said
at my forehead, bro.
Yeah, it's gashed up pretty good.
But who hit who in the head? But I fell down the stairs though. That's my baby brother.
All right, listen. And then he said he took a mug and hit you in the face with it.
He said that?
Yep.
I don't remember that. I remember falling down the stairs.
Okay. Well, you see, I have two conflicting stories, right?
Yeah, but
okay. So what's that mean?
I know what it means, but
and I know what it means too. So just be straight with me.
Brother.
I get it, but be straight.
All right. You get it for real?
I get it. Just be straight up with me, man.
But I don't want to get my brother in trouble.
I just need to know exactly what happened, right? He's going to the hospital. Okay, you're in handcuffs. We have that girl in handcuffs. Apparently, it's your girl, right? I don't know what her involvement is, but she talked herself into handcuffs because she refused to leave.
I don't mean to laugh, but I get where you're coming from, but I don't know.
Are you willing to provide a statement of what happened?
I mean, honestly, I'm not, because I'm not going to get my brother in trouble. I fell down the stairs.
Okay, that's the story, and you're going to stick to that one?
You know, that's my little brother.
Alrighty.
I don't know, man.
Watch your knees, man.
Hey.
Watch your knees.
Okay. Can you roll the window up for me still?
Maybe.
Junior, a.k.a. James, is now taken to the hospital. When they arrive, he seems to be completely disoriented.
James, how bad does your head hurt? Yo, James.
They don't let that nigga James sit with that damn head injury too long. James fucked up. James down there knocked out in that motherfucker. Some damn wake up. James is fucking clocked out.
Hey man, we're at the hospital. You got hit in the Fed. You and your brother got in a fight. Remember talking to me a little bit ago? I'm Officer Bessie, Federal Police.
That nigga having one of them Xanax moments where you wake up, you don't know what the fuck going on. You just know you damn near in jail or about to be in jail, and you don't know shit that led up to that shit. That nigga gonna be so shit, and when he wake up and realize, like, that nigga about to realize, he gonna be like, damn, all of this shit happened over some alcohol. And now your ass wake up in jail with your head bust open, and your bitch lock up. And your bitch got a baby, quote unquote. And she supposed to have school tomorrow. That's insane, my nigga. That's really insane.
Okay. You remember what happened? We're here at the hospital to get you stitches. Go on, step out.
Huh?
Go on, step out. We're at the hospital.
Step out.
Yeah, we're at the hospital. We gotta get you stitches, dude.
Where's my mom at?
Your mom's back at home.
Can you wipe my face?
What's up? Wipe the tears off? Got you. I'm going to get you checked in here, okay? Get you to see a doctor. Yeah.
Cedar Hills is not exactly a noted hotbed of criminal activity.
What is that?
That's not entirely true. There was that whole serial killer thing.
Why do you hate Cedar Hills so much? It used to be like town mascot.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present The Mill.
Spend enough time in my line of work, you realize every place has got its demons.
Think that belongs to the boy you're looking for?
You can't shoot a movie in here. This is a condemned steel mill, Mr. Rivera. I suggest you immediately vacate the premises. And you do not, under any circumstances, set 1 foot back here in the Cedar Steel Mill. Ever.
Such a joy to see young people so passionate about the arts.
Everything's all right. Either of you heard of Murder Mill?
No! There was a whole string of disappearances. Kidnappings, really. Murders.
So what was this guy's name?
I don't think the police ever found this place.
Fuck! Whoever did this might still be here. We can't stay, okay? We gotta go.
That's a new Dead by Daylight, y'all, boy. We gonna crank that shit up in a few days, too. This shit's gonna be fucking lit, motherfuckers. That's in the Frank story.
You walk a dangerous line.
Perfect fuckers. Nigga reunited with his mom and shit.
Yo, James, do me a favor. Don't talk for the rest of the night, alright?
Damn.
They should try to kill me, honestly. Removed all weapons and everything from the house for my protection.
Fucking fool us. Oh yeah, she fool. I can see it in her face.
Stay back there, stop.
Why are you yelling at me?
Go back there like I just said.
Why are you yelling at me?
Go back there now.
I'll step back. I ain't going in.
What's the problem with it?
She trying to get fucked up.
Before we went to work, I've been asking this forever to take me to the store. That's it.
Bitch, walk.
Told him I didn't fucking need him to tell him. The store
Fuck,
can tell
bitch.
I'm sorry.
She's flipping out again today.
Fucking fool us.
She wants me to take her.
Hey, that's this fucking asshole. Take him to the store.
I had to have a prescription for that. Turn this way so she can't hear me. I'm sorry. She climbed up on top of the car again and beat the car. So that's the hood. She just did all this just now. The hood, took the side of it, up on the roof, dents all over the back of it, trunk, beating with her phone. I've got video on top of it. She wouldn't let me leave. I want to go to work. Hanging on top of it, said, take me to Walgreens. Refuses to get off unless I take her to Walgreens. Threw her cereal in the car. She didn't make any comments about self-harm or anything like that. No, she said she wanted to kill me. Did you guys get into any kind of physical altercation here?
As long as they don't step to me, it's cool.
Do
I
what?
get in the car. As long as he doesn't step to me, it's fine. When he comes at me, then he comes at me. I don't want that phone in my face recording me. He's been showing my kids different recordings. And I know that because then when I see them, they're doing everything. Making the faces eyes with me. I'm not a complete dumbass. Sorry, no one curses. I'm not a complete dumb person, okay? I got mental issues, but it's because my brain, I just can't quit. And then the phone works, and then the dope doesn't work, and then I can't get no one to call me back.
What'd she say? I'm going to have your head on a platter. So what I'm doing right now, if I can leave, I'm going to file protective order. And I've got one for the kids. I'm adding myself. There it is. Well, when she was on the car and pulling, you know.
Okay, so you weren't in fear for your safety reference.
Right, not at that point, because I was in the garage and she was standing out here.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have a retreat. But it's at night, I'm afraid for my life.
Yeah.
I spend the whole time in the basement. So that's, at this point, that's why I'm going to add myself to the protective order.
Okay. So, did it get physical today? You don't remember?
Yeah, kind of did, because then it comes at me, and I'm gonna say stuff if it comes at me.
It kind of did. Can you explain?
Because it hit the car, and then he came at me, and then I tried to get the phone out of my face because I can't have someone badgering me, trying to record me on the damn time. He's already done that, because all he does is watch that. A wife can't have a relationship with just watch the damn.
Do you know why? Do you know why he was recording you earlier?
Yeah, because I'm acting up. I know why he's recording me.
Did you
Like,
rip
I'm
out
on top of the car. I want to go to the store, sir. That's it.
Did you rip out a camera or something?
Yeah, he keeps putting his stuff up there. He keeps wanting places to record me, and I'm tired of that. I'm gonna take it down every time. I don't need no damn camera in my. I don't need nothing. I'm gonna take the locks off the door. I'm afraid of him. I'm afraid of him, and I don't like him. He's coming
What's
after
taking the locks
me.
off the door gonna do?
Weird him out. Maybe he won't come back to this home. I invite everybody in my home.
That way I can stay here.
So you were in the car and she was beating the car, you said?
No, I wanted to get in the car. She was on the car, beating the car.
Where were you at in relation to that?
Just behind the car, and then I also went inside. So I went inside and tried to de-escalate it, hoping that she would get in the car with her cell phone. Okay. So she's beating the car with her cell phone.
Okay. Did she make any other threats towards you or anything like that?
No, she's very smart about stopping where to draw that line.
Was there anything physical today?
No.
Nothing physical. She just hit your phone. She didn't try to hit you, right?
She didn't try to hit me, other than when she, well, you saw that first video, when she came at me.
Was that, she just hit your phone in that, though, right?
Well, she hit my hand and the phone and knocked me down.
When I got home from the hospital, he put his hands in here on me to get me. Then he walked away and said, I'm going to come to get a protection order on you. I said, mother, you just put your hands in here on me. Shh. You damn dumbass.
So, can you describe what happened today?
Yeah.
You said you had the phone in your face recording you. Why was you doing that?
Because I'm acting up, because I want to go to the store. My community doesn't want to hear me gripe anymore.
Okay.
They just need a man that's going to come back and forth in the home.
So where were you guys at when he was recording?
Out here.
Where at?
I don't know, I try to bring it all out here so everybody can see. My questions, anything I ask him, I try to open my door. To I want to open my door so people can hear how many times I have to ask him and how much I have to beg and how long I have to wait.
Okay, so when he was recording you, what exactly were you doing?
I don't know, yelling at him, get that phone out of my face.
And then what did you do?
Smack it out.
Did you?
I don't want to come at him. I don't want to hurt him.
Did you hit him?
No. If he comes at me, I'm going to smack you out of the way.
Did he hit you?
Nothing I remember. We separated real quick, so it was cool. Like, he can't do anything. If I want to hit this motherfucking car in my driveway, and he won't give me a damn key to.
Did he make any threats to you?
Not that I remember, no. Except
Did
for
you make threats to him?
No.
Except
I'll hit you if you don't get out of my way or get away from me. Yeah. He's been living in the basement for 6 months. You see it, right?
What does it have to do with this?
He comes in and out. He's living in the basement. This is not good. I want a protection order to keep him out of my home, sir.
Hang tight for a second, ma'am. What were her words again?
She's going to have my fucking head on a platter or something along those lines.
What did you interpret that as?
Well, I think she tried to kill me, honestly.
Okay.
Like I said, I've removed all weapons and everything from the house for my protection. Because it's...
Did you perceive that as a threat to physical harm?
It sounds like a threat to me. So, yeah.
Are you concerned that maybe not for a second by her making a threat that it's something that she could potentially act?
I think it's something that she could do in the future.
I'm gonna go to Texas and check on my daughter. He wouldn't let me. He wouldn't even take me for a ride. He doesn't even take me for a ride. I can't even get out of the house. It's opposite anything. I want a lawyer. I want to sue him for mental, physical, and emotional abuse. I want to file a report. I got an ex that came in and got my kids, and then everything just went whatever, haywire, which is fine. But But he wouldn't let me have any communication. He tells me my kids don't want nothing to do with me. He's ran his mouth to my kids while I'm a surviving woman after surgery. He didn't help bring me up. He didn't even hardly bring me food in the room when I was on my deathbed. This man right here is disgusting. I don't even want him in my house. Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead, turn around, put your hands in the car for me, okay?
Now why? I want you to tell me why.
You're under arrest for domestic violence.
For what now?
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Don't hurt me, please. Don't fucking hurt me. Please, I want to bite you. Oh my, or don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I knew you were going to take me. Don't.
A simple wall goes back towards the rear. Simple gets himself free though. Oh, there it is. 4 and 5.
Hurt me. Not hurting me. You're hurting me. Hurting me. So, ow!
Relax.
No, I'm not. I'm fired. I know. Once a God bless you, sir. I love you.
Stand up.
I'm hurting.
Spit the grass out.
Why? I don't want to. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Do you have anything on you?
I don't want to go.
Spit the grass
I
out.
don't want to go. I hate my face.
Spit the grass out. Because it's disgusting. We don't need it in the car.
I don't want to be here now.
Spit the grass out. Spit the grass out. Spit the grass out. Spit the grass out.
I will bite you.
I'd have slapped the shit out of her ass. I ain't lying.
Spit the grass out. Let's go.
I hate my husband. Please help me.
Spit the grass out. Come on, let's go. Spit it out.
No, I hate my husband. Help me.
Spit the grass out.
Help me.
Does that taste good?
Help me. Help me.
Why did you eat grass?
Because my husband's fucking with me.
Are you going to spit it out or do you want to leave it in your mouth?
I want to leave it.
Okay.
Thank you. No, I want you to take it out.
That's it.
I don't have anything anyway.
After her arrest, her sister arrives at the scene and immediately begins making startling accusations.
I'm sorry, you guys. He doesn't want us on his property, and they took Mindy to jail for domestic violence.
Of course, she played right into his hands because she's an addict. He's got her on opioids and had her on opioids, and we didn't even know about it he didn't even tell us until like a year and a half ago. He hid her addiction so he can control her because she wants a divorce from him, and he was not going to let her go. And I'll tell you something else too. I know he's got an insurance policy on her too. He's waiting for her to die. She probably weighs 85 pounds, and I just had her at Claremont County, Greater Cincinnati Behavior Center just the other day, and I think she weighed 85 pounds with her clothes on. He's waiting for her to die. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, I can tell you he's sought a lot of help, and we've tried to help as much as we can. We've brought resources to her. We've offered to take her to resources, and she has not been cooperative.
No, she hasn't.
I've been here myself. This is probably the 4th time. So our office has probably been here 20 times.
Oh, more than that. Probably just in February you've been here 20 times.
Yeah, 47, I believe, is my email I got from your department.
So, I mean, she's got to be willing to a certain extent to help herself unless there's a court order that forces her to help.
That's
herself.
why I took her down to behavior health to get her evaluation that he was supposed to do 5 weeks ago. But see, he's dragging his tail doing anything. Right now, he's currently under educational neglect because my 7-year-old granddaughter is supposed to be in school. Both of those kids are with me right now. They've been with me for almost a month now because I told him, I said, you either do something or I'm going to take them away from you. And that's the only reason I have them. He went to court. But when they went to court, he never summoned any of us to be there because he don't want none of us telling the court what he's doing. And I'll tell you something else, too. He don't want us on his property because he's got a little black box in the woods that he keeps on a leash, and he pulls it out at night all the freaking time because he's drugging her with something.
I have it on video.
Both his parents are nurses, psychiatric nurses. He's not a stupid man. He's been in the Air Force. He knows what he's doing. He's manipulating the system so that he can destroy her. That's what he's doing. And you better wrap your head around it, because what I'm telling you is the honest God truth.
I can tell you if he's trying to manipulate the system, he's taking a long way around because he could have.
Because he's
well, let me finish.
He's a presenter.
Well, let me finish.
Everything.
He could have easily got a protection order and her out of the house a long time ago.
Oh yeah, he could.
And he did not do that. And he expressed to us multiple times that he didn't want to have to put her in jail. That he wants her to get help. I can tell you that he's tried with us and with her and with mental crisis to come out. We've tried a lot of things to try to get her help, and she absolutely refuses to go to the hospital every time unless we have something to force her. We can't make her go. We've offered Greater Cincinnati Behavioral Health. I mean, she's talked to Mobile Crisis multiple times. There's only so much we can do.
How long are you keeping her?
What do you mean?
For right now.
So she'll have a bond hearing tomorrow morning. Should be tomorrow morning. I doubt she'll have one today.
Can I go there?
To the bond hearing? Yeah, it's open to the public. So, is there any court order that says that you have to have the kids?
Well, let me see if I have a copy of it.
Producers, if you struggle finding sounds and samples that work for you, then you have to check out this plugin. It's called Arcade, and it's my #1 go-to for building tracks. What I love about Arcade is that it's a sample library and a playable instrument all in one. If you go over here to where it says search, you can load a sampler, play an instrument, or find a sample. There are so many individual samples, and you can search them by type too. Next, I want to show you the sampler. I love using this to build drums. You can play them individually or together. You can adjust the pitch, time, and so much more. Lastly, I want to show you instruments. I really like this Honey kit, so let me show you what it sounds like. I love using the macros and the tweak options because I can quickly change.
Right here, somewhere here.
Currently staying with maternal grandparents.
Yes, that's us.
Okay. Well, that's not part of the order that they have to stay with you, and at this point, he wants the kids back.
Nothing can be changed on that
until a judge
approves.
But that's not what the order is. That's notes and evidence towards the case.
Right.
And it establishes him as the legal custodian.
Right, I understand that.
And guardian.
But we had an agreement. I was taking care of the kids and he was taking care of her. But when I found out
she's in jail and
but when I found, listen to me, when I found out that she was abusing her, all bets were off the table, right then and there. And that happened about 3 days ago.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about
that I have of him putting his hands on her.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have that?
Yes.
So I'm just telling you, right there. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, and I apologize for interrupting you, but this is just way too much. Way too much.
That's the one.
I don't want these children to be with someone that's violent. He's violent.
Well, we don't have any evidence of him being violent or of him having mental health issues or him having drug issues. But I don't know if you've seen their house.
No,
There's a lot of evidence of her having
he doesn't have drug issues. He just has
issues.
burn issues and all that stuff. That's his drug of choice. Every night. But I'm glad you big men showed up here today. I appreciate that.
I mean, like I said, we've begged and pleaded her to try to get help, you know.
She hides her addiction, and he hid it too. He hid it from her whole entire family until he couldn't hide it anymore.
Well, one thing I'll say about this is...
And she told me about it, and she said, he's going to hurt me if I tell you, but I'm going to tell you, Mom, I've been on opioids. He never wanted me to find out. That's a man that really wants to protect his wife and make her get well. I begged him to put her in a treatment program. Begged. He wouldn't do it.
Well, she has to be voluntarily, you know, in it.
He can do it through the court system. He did this through the court system.
Right.
He could have done that through the court system. I already called them. He could have taken guardianship and put her in treatment, and he didn't want to. He's letting her deteriorate. Can't you look at her and see that?
Oh, I mean, like I said, we're limited on what we can do to force her to get help. She's been offered, I don't know how many times, tons of times.
I know.
And if she's an adult and she's not willing to get help, then...
As soon as he did that, he took her phone so she couldn't call 911. That's what he does. You don't understand. He manipulates the whole entire situation.
Did you tell him that Sarah told you that he has syringes? Because he says that her grandpa's, his dad's, syringes delivered to his home. So because the company won't deliver them to Indiana where his dad lives. That's a bunch of crap.
There's
but if there's
something-
syringes being delivered here and he's hiding something in the woods, I don't know what, if he's drugging her, I have no idea what's going on here. Because there would be no reason
I
for
want her-
syringes
I want
to
her
be
blood
in-
taken.
Yeah, I would like to have her to
So,
see.
so what do you think he would be drugging her with?
I don't know.
Because all of a sudden she started ending up with sores all down her face, and she doesn't go anywhere. He goes to work or goes to the store or anywhere. She is held here. She can't. She doesn't have transportation to go anywhere.
So you think he's injecting her without her knowing?
Yes,
How would he
absolutely.
do that?
Because he's putting her to sleep at night.
What makes you rule out the factor that she's voluntarily using
Doing
it
it
herself?
herself?
Yeah.
No way. There's no way. I'm going to tell you what she does because I've seen her do it. She takes a half of her oxycodone, not the whole entire thing, and she takes a half of an ibuprofen with that for her pain because she had 2 operations on her spine, and that's all.
I have to go because we have calls pending.
I know.
But I can tell you this: you have to give him the kids back
When?
immediately. So he wants the kids.
I would
so
have
he's
judged
gonna-
to
I'm
tell
not
her
even
that.
speaking to
This
him.
is on court
it's not.
papers.
It doesn't take a judge. Okay. These are the orders that we act upon, and it says that he is the legal parent and guardian of the children. So if you don't give the kids over, then it's interference with custody.
Right.
I just want
Okay,
you
and
to
then
be
what?
aware of that.
Then what happens?
Then you go to jail.
I don't go to jail. I
Yeah.
got to go to court.
Yeah, you go to jail for interference with custody. You'll
Don't
be
take
arrested.
his side.
Having an insurance policy on your spouse, especially if you have kids, is really pretty normal. And also, not wanting to tell your in-laws about your spouse's addiction, that also seems pretty normal. The problem with some of these accusations is they're rather circumstantial, and being wrong about the court order probably doesn't help the case. All in all, it looks like there's a lot going on in this story, and that's one reason why we wanted to bring it to you.
She was charged with domestic violence and resisting arrest. She is innocent until proven guilty.
Anyone want to start? We should get every detail right.
Welcome to the Théâtre des Vampires.
Today we're counting down 4 true crime tales with more dramatic twists and turns than a soap opera. The difference, however, is that these chilling stories are painfully real. And just wait, because you won't believe the ghastly outcome waiting at the end of the video. But first, let's discuss the unbelievable case in 4th place, which involves a small town, a beauty queen, and a killer hiding in plain sight. Nona Dirksmeyer was born on December 26, 1985, as one of Paul and Carol Dirksmeyer's 6 children. She was raised in the small town of Russellville, Arkansas, with many describing her as very sweet, kind, and shy. In high school, Nona began dating a boy named Kevin Jones, who she had known since kindergarten, and the two immediately became inseparable. Around this time, she started competing in beauty pageants, using her platform to help prevent violence against kids. Nona even volunteered her free time as a member of the Big Sisters organization. The beauty queen started college at Arkansas Tech University in 2004, majoring in music, and got her own apartment. Keep in mind that Nona, her mother, and Kevin were given keys to this apartment. Kevin enrolled at the University of Arkansas around 90 minutes away, but the couple kept up their relationship. On December 14, 2005, Kevin came home for Christmas break to visit Nona, and they discussed their plans for the following day. Nona had a couple of finals to wrap up at school, and then was expected to meet with her little sister. Kevin had plans to accompany his mother, Janice, to a school holiday dinner in the evening. The next morning, Kevin received a text message from Nona reading, "Good morning, Cuddle Muffin. I love you and hope you have a great day." Naturally, he expected to hear from Nona again when her exams were finished, but she never called. After nearly 5 years together, this struck Kevin as odd because she usually responded right away. So around 4 in the afternoon, he sent her a text message saying, "You alive?" Interesting choice of words. Kevin continued calling and messaging her phone until around 6, when he and his mother headed out for their Christmas party. During the drive, he grew increasingly concerned and contacted a friend who was out delivering pizza in the area. Kevin asked his friends to go to Nona's apartment and see if her car was parked outside. The friend reported back that her car was there and the upstairs lights were on, but strangely, Nona wasn't answering the door when he knocked.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house, no matter what condition it's in. If you need to sell your house for any reason, click the link in this video to see if my offer is right for you. We make the process of selling your house easy and simple. No commissions, no fees. We'll buy your house in as-is condition, and you pick the closing date. No appraisals, no repairs, no hassles. All offers are completely confidential, and there is no obligation whatsoever. Click the link in this video and fill out a short survey so we can make you a cash offer. If you're struggling to sell your house, this is the fastest and easiest way to get money into your pocket ASAP. And yes, we will really buy your home in any condition. We've dealt with it all. Click the link now to see how much cash you can get for your house today. Best case scenario, you get rid of a huge pain in your butt in record time with a nice chunk of change in your pocket. What do you have to lose? Click the link and answer a few questions to get your cash offer now.
Do you want to see how much money you're eligible for? If you were in a car crash within the last 2 years, that was not your fault. You could have money coming. The truth is, insurance companies make the claims process as difficult as possible so you get frustrated and make the first deal they offer. Many people settle for a $5,000 check when they should have received $30,000 minimum just because they wanted to return to their normal lives as soon as possible. But what if you could get a generous settlement without dealing with insurance at all? In the next 30 seconds, you're going to find out how to get the best representation with no upfront cost, how to get the most money out of insurance companies without dealing with tedious adjusters or going to court. And most importantly, you'll find out how much compensation you're entitled to, even if your accident happened nearly 2 years ago. You could be sitting on a 10K plus gold mine right now without even knowing it. If you're ready to discover how much you're entitled to, click the link around this video and complete a short 30-second quiz. That's it. Does it sound too good to be true? Consider this. Free Case Evals has helped over 25,000 accident victims like you recover more than $15 billion collectively. Many of these victims were paid in as little as 30 days. Once you fill out the quiz, a local top-tier attorney will contact you within 24 hours for a free over-the-phone consultation. Just tell them about your case and let your new lawyer champion your rights. Remember, you don't pay a single dollar until you win your case, and it's only a small portion compared to the total amount deposited into your bank account. Simply click the link around this video to complete your 30-second case evaluation quiz and get started now. If you don't think this applies to you, let me tell you about our client, Steve. Now, when Steven first came to us, he was really unsure if his case was going to be worth anything. He was dealing with a lot of uncertainties and didn't want to pursue his case.
Alarmed by the findings at her apartment, Kevin and Janice went to check it out themselves. First, they tried to pry open the front door, but it wouldn't budge. And unfortunately, Kevin had forgotten his spare key at home. So they ran to the sliding glass door in the back, which Nona always reinforced with a burglar bar. But on this night, it was suspiciously missing. Kevin forced open the sliding door and ran inside, noticing blood on the Venetian blinds as he moved towards the living room. There he saw Nona lying face down in a puddle of her own blood, wearing nothing but a small pair of white socks. Kevin rushed over and, without thinking, hugged her lifeless body. Authorities soon arrived at the apartment and found Nona with several stab wounds to her neck and shoulder. But that wasn't her cause of death. She had also been viciously beaten in the head, and there was no question about what the murderer had used for a weapon. Beside the body was an extremely heavy lamp broken into 3 pieces, with blood on the base and the light bulb. Also, despite Nona being completely nude, there was no indication of non-consensual intercourse, and there was no sign of forced entry into the apartment. However, there was evidence that someone had attempted to strangle her and cut her throat before inflicting the brain-damaging blow to her head. Additionally, detectives collected an open condom wrapper from the table next to the body, but they never located the actual condom. Now, some people believe detectives dropped the ball on this case because certain blood samples were overlooked, such as those on the Venetian blinds. Furthermore, the doors and blinds were never dusted for prints, and they failed to look for any evidence upstairs. But it quickly became apparent that the police already had a prime suspect in mind for the heinous crime. Any guesses? I'll give you a hint. It was Kevin. Investigators viewed the entire scene, including his emotional reaction and the use of his mother and friend, as an elaborate cover-up. Not to mention, they walked in and saw Kevin covered in Nona's blood, which, let's face it, doesn't look good. So they brought him down to the station right away for hours of intensive questioning. They also checked Kevin's body for injuries, as Nona had defensive wounds indicating she had fought her attacker, but he had none. The distraught boyfriend never requested a lawyer and adamantly proclaimed his innocence the entire time, but the police still weren't buying it. However, investigators knew they needed to look at everyone in Nona's circle, so they started by examining her other lovers. Wait, what? Yes, you heard me right. Unbeknownst to Kevin, his high school sweetheart had been casually seeing other men, a harsh side effect of many long-distance
She was a fucking bop, y'all. She was a fucking bop. She probably got killed because she was being a bop. See, you should have stayed your ass still, and maybe you wouldn't have died for being a fucking bop. See there? You bitches are fucking evil. We don't see them cats fuck. I'm trying to tell you, we don't see them cats fuck. But the niggas, they be. I'm speaking for the people. Continue.
Police stated that they also looked at anyone in the area who might have had contact with the beautiful young woman. Still, when they were all ruled out, the focus was shifted back to Kevin, who they now thought had a clear motive for killing Nona. Desperate to clear his name, Kevin voluntarily went to the Russellville Police Department on the eve of Nona's funeral. He told investigators, "I'll do anything that you guys want me to do. I'll do a DNA test. I'll do anything." He also willingly agreed to take a notoriously unreliable polygraph test, as long as he could leave in time for Nona's visitation that night, which he had helped coordinate. This choice ultimately proved a huge mistake when the polygraph examiner announced he failed miserably. He actually said to him, "Kevin, there's no doubt in my mind that you killed her." 7 grueling hours later, Kevin was still at the station and had missed the visitation. Of course, many people, including Nona's parents, started speculating that he skipped the ceremony because he was guilty. But as you can see, that wasn't the case at all. Nonetheless, authorities asserted that Kevin had murdered Nona in a fit of rage after discovering her infidelity firsthand. They even held a press conference to declare that all potential suspects had been cleared but one. And we all know how news travels in a small town. Further testing showed Kevin's fingerprint and blood on the light bulb next to the body, so on March 31st, 2006, he was arrested and charged with her murder. Kevin's legal team called into question the condom wrapper, which had been tested for fingerprints but never checked for DNA. And wouldn't you know, there was some DNA left behind, and it wasn't Kevin's. Instead, it belonged to an unknown male. Now, this wasn't exactly a slam dunk for the defense, because the jury could view this evidence 2 ways. The first is that it came from a total stranger, and the second is that it fits in perfectly with the prosecution's theory that Kevin had caught Nona cheating. The prosecution and defense argued back and forth, but the entire case ultimately came.
Okay, y'all. But okay, hear me out. Reason with me here on this shit. Now, I get that shit. He could have caught the bitch cheating, right? But that don't mean I killed the bitch. You can catch a lot of motherfuckers in some shit, but that don't mean you did something to, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the nigga she was fucking with could have caught her cheating with Kevin, the nigga she been fucking with, right? And he got mad because he couldn't have her all to himself, like, you know what I'm saying, some dingy ass nigga, and killed her. Or it could have been the other way around, like how they said, and Kevin found out and Kevin beat the bitch. But then at the same time, if Kevin was first, if he was the actual first nigga, think about it. Either the first nigga gonna kill you, or your second, like technically your first side nigga, but her second nigga to Nona. Her second nigga gonna kill her just as much as her first nigga would want to kill her, even though her second nigga should know about her first nigga. Now, if her second nigga don't know about the first one, that would make sense on why bro would kill her. Now, if Kevin found out about bro, I completely understand why bro would definitely off the bit. Y'all been dealing since like forever. That shit hit. Real different. Oh God. I'm trying to tell you.
Came down to that light bulb. While prosecutors claim Kevin left the print after bludgeoning Nona to death, his defense maintained that he didn't even remember touching the bulb, insisting that it must have happened during the chaos of finding her body. Finally, it was time for the jury to deliberate, and while they were initially split on the decision, they returned the following day with a not guilty verdict. Then, shockingly, a local man named Gary Dunn was arrested for burglary in September 2007, and eyebrows were raised when the police recalled him being questioned during the initial investigation. He had provided an alibi and was released without incident, but detectives noticed something very alarming when they took a second glance. The date on the receipt he gave them to account for his time didn't account for the time frame in which Nona was murdered. Furthermore, Dunn had been living in the same apartment complex as Nona at the time of her death. So, the condom wrapper was retested, and authorities said the testing indicated a partial profile of Dunn's DNA was found. With the incomplete alibi, it was enough for police to arrest Dunn and charge him with Nona's murder. In April 2010, his trial began, with Dunn's ex-wife testifying that he was allegedly violent and obsessed with Nona. Frustratingly, it ended in a mistrial, and he was set free. He was arrested again in 2011 for attempted kidnapping.
Nigga, what? Bitch, what? How the fuck did y'all find a mistrial? Hold on, let me turn my motherfucking microphone down before I piss y'all off. This shit just pissed me off from a distance because I'm cleaning up while I'm streaming and I overhear this fuck shit. Bitch, how the fuck did you get released on a mistrial to a fucking murder case where your remains was left in a condom by the bitch who damn it, they found everything they needed, but like, bitch, how the fuck your shit found inside the shit that was supposed to be used to, like, you know what I'm saying, the whole 1-2 with the bitch, but you don't go to fuck to jail. How that shit work? Make that make sense, nigga. What? And then y'all release this nigga. He was free, no charges, and then this nigga get arrested again for kidnapping. This shit just grinds my fucking gears, dog.
Years in prison. Well, it seems like most people have a pretty good idea of who they believe committed this brutal crime. There's yet to be justice for Nona. All right, let's keep moving on to case number 3. And please be mindful of the details.
It's yet to be justice for her because they released that fuck nigga and they talking about something he needs to be locked up and shit. Bitch, y'all know the fuck y'all did.
Triumph over evil, regardless of the terrible circumstances. So on that note, let's dive in. Jennifer Hawk Pettit was born in Morristown, New Jersey on September 26, 1958. After college, she met her soulmate, Dr. William A. Pettit, Jr., while working as a pediatric oncology nurse at the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh. William was born September 24, 1956 in Connecticut, and over time became one of the top endocrinologists in the world, The power couple said their I do's on April 13, 1985, and together they furthered their medical professions. On October 15, 1989, the pair welcomed their first child, a daughter they named Haley Elizabeth. And then on November 17, 1995, another little girl was born, Michaela Rose. Around this special time, Jennifer began working as a nurse at a private boarding school, which is how the Pettit family found themselves raising their two children in the idyllic and seemingly safe suburban community of Cheshire, Connecticut. In the summer of 2007, Haley was a bright and ambitious 17-year-old, preparing to head off to college in the fall. Her little sister Michaela was a happy 11-year-old, eagerly awaiting the start of middle school. Now, let's talk about the day that changed this family forever. July 22nd, 2007. It was a day like any other, and Michaela, who loved cooking, decided to make dinner for the family. So Jennifer drove her to the local Stop and Shop to buy ingredients around 7:30 that evening. Surveillance footage shows the pair calmly walking through the store, collecting items from their list, but it also reveals something far more ominous. Unbeknownst to the mother and daughter, a strange man had spotted them in the parking lot and was stalking them around the store. He then followed them out to their car and all the way home, where he hatched a sinister plan. Meanwhile, the Pettit family ate dinner around 8:30 and watched a television show before Jennifer and her daughters went off to bed. William chose to stay up and study some medical journals, which resulted in him falling asleep on the couch in the living room. Around 3 in the morning, the stalker returned with an accomplice and entered the home through the cellar door. The two intruders wore masks and were armed with a baseball bat and a rifle. As they moved around, they were caught off guard by William, who they had expected to be asleep upstairs. Without hesitation, they brutally beat him over the head with the baseball bat and dragged his bloody, unconscious body down to the basement, where he was tied up and left for dead. Then they entered the master bedroom.
They didn't have to do that nigga like that. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, boy. And just imagine the difference that the night could have had if this nigga would have just took his ass upstairs and slept upstairs instead. I'm not saying I'm a hero or nothing.
Bedroom where Jennifer and Michaela were sleeping, and abruptly woke them up before forcibly moving Michaela to her own room. Next, they subdued Haley in her room and tied all three to their separate beds by their wrists and ankles with pillowcases covering their heads. The monstrous men then went about ransacking the home, looking for anything valuable to steal, but they were very disappointed not to find a safe. However, after locating a bank ledger stating the family's personal finances, they decided to wait until morning to bring Jennifer to the bank so she could withdraw cash. In the meantime, they went to a local gas station and filled 2 gas tanks. We'll get back to that later. The masked men returned to the Pettit home and checked on their captives, allowing Michaela a sip of water and untying Haley so that she could use the restroom. As the sun rose on Cheshire, the burglars knew William would be expected at work soon, so they forced Jennifer to call in sick for him. She did as they asked, and in a grueling moment of contact with the outside world, his co-worker wished her husband a speedy recovery and ended the call without concern. Around 9 in the morning, one of the intruders drove Jennifer to the bank while the other kept watch over the home. She was given strict instructions to stay quiet and not mention anything, or the girls would be murdered. Believing them to be motivated by money, Jennifer thought that if she did what they asked, then they would soon be gone, and her family would survive the ordeal. Still, she fearlessly scribbled a quick note on the deposit slip expressing her dire situation to the bank teller. She wrote that she needed to withdraw $15,000 in cash because her family was being held hostage, and she urged them not to contact the police, or else they would all be killed. Of course, when someone is trying to take out a large sum of money without proper documentation, the bank manager has to get involved. Despite Jennifer's warning, she called 911 and said, We have a lady who is in our bank right now who says that her husband and children are being held at their house. Then the bank official watched in horror as Jennifer left the bank in a car with a hooded man. Rather than head straight to the Pettit home, police rushed to the bank, missing Jennifer and her captor by just 2 agonizing minutes. They made this choice based on a fleeting belief that Jennifer may have been complicit in some sort of bank scheme. Eventually, it was determined that the family was in serious trouble.
Fuck nigga, you know how fucking pissed off I'd be if a fuck nigga told me that I'm lying or I'm making up a fucking coercion story to try to get some fucking bread from a bank? Bitch, the fuck I look like? And then on top of that, why the fuck I'm gonna come into a bank where I know I got access to my personal money, my money with everybody's shit in it? What the fuck is the point of that? Like, what is the real point of that shit? I'd be so fucking... What the fuck be wrong with niggas?
Trouble. So a SWAT team was called, and authorities arrived at the home a few minutes after Jennifer. Unfortunately, they couldn't act fast enough, as the intruders had already doused the home in gasoline, and before long, the entire house was up in flames. Both men ran from the front door and jumped into the Pettit's SUV, but their escape attempt failed when they crashed into a police car and a roadblock.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Fire trucks had to wait until the men were apprehended before they could reach the home. But by that point, all that was left were charred remains. Now, are you ready for this twist? Miraculously, William Pettit had untied himself with just seconds to spare and crawled from the basement. He'd been beaten beyond the point of recognition and could barely speak when approached by his neighbor. He was swiftly taken away by ambulance, not knowing what happened to his wife and children. When he later woke up in the hospital, William was given the crushing news that Jennifer, Haley, and Michaela had all lost their lives that day. The 2 masked men, Joshua Komasiewski and Stephen Hayes, admitted to assaulting and strangling Jennifer.
Man, them niggas look fool as a bitch.
An autopsy revealed that both daughters died from smoke inhalation, but not before Michaela had endured a violent attack. Authorities speculate that Joshua had developed an obsession with the young girl after spotting her at the grocery store. This horrific crime devastated the town and had many people questioning the actions taken by police. For starters, there was a 33-minute gap between when Jennifer left the bank and when the house erupted in flames. Additionally, the police chief had directed all units to stay away from the home until he arrived on the scene, and there was a delay with the SWAT team because they forgot their bulletproof vests. While it's hard to say whether or not a change in these actions would have saved lives, it's easy to see why people were all up in arms. In September 2010, Stephen's trial began, with Joshua's trial the following year. William Pettit testified in both, and the men were sentenced to death. However, capital punishment was overturned in Connecticut in 2012, so their sentences were commuted to life without parole. Instead of allowing this tragedy to define him, Dr. William Pettit eventually remarried and pursued a political career. He now represents Plainville and New Britain in the Connecticut House of Representatives. Finally, from the ashes of the Pettit family home came a stunning memorial garden filled with Michaela's favorite flowers, 4 o'clocks. Dartmouth College also dedicated a portion of its Life Sciences Center to the memories of Jennifer Hawk Pettit and her 2 daughters. I think it's clear to see how deeply impacted this tight-knit Connecticut community was by these untimely and tragic murders. I know, it's hard to come back from that one, but we still have 2 more shockingly twisted cases to cover, and believe me, this next one will blow your mind. Robert Birnbaum and Gail Katz met in the early 1980s and hit it off right away. She was young, beautiful, and motivated, working a series of odd jobs in Manhattan while studying to be a psychologist. He was a good-looking, charming, and intelligent surgical resident with passions for cooking, skiing, and flying planes. It seemed to be a match made in heaven, but unfortunately, someone was hiding a dark secret. Nevertheless, Robert, who often took his dates on romantic flights, swept Gail off her feet, and the 2 were married in 1982. They moved into a lavish Upper East Side apartment, But it didn't take long for some major red flags to emerge, and before long, Gail's family began expressing their concerns over her well-being. On one occasion, Gail called her sister sobbing and told her that Robert had tried to drown her cat in the toilet. But instead of opting out of the toxic relationship, she said, "I'm smart, I'm loving, my love will cure, this is going to work out." Then in 1983, Robert snapped and choked Gail into unconsciousness after catching her smoking on their balcony. She reported the incident to a local police precinct, but frustratingly, nothing happened. Desperate, Gail urged her husband to meet with a therapist, who wound up writing her a letter warning her that Robert could be capable of murder. Finally, she said enough was enough. Gail told her sister that she planned to leave Robert, but that time never came, because on July 7, 1985, Gail disappeared without a trace. Gail's worried family pleaded with Robert for any information on her whereabouts, but all he said was that she left their apartment in the middle of a heated argument. He claimed not to have seen or heard from her since, but Gail's sister was immediately suspicious of the esteemed surgeon and stated in an interview, "She's not with me and she's not with my parents, and at that moment I know that my sister's dead." When months passed with no word from Gail, the Manhattan District Attorney's Office started an investigation. However, it was impossible to charge Robert without any evidence or a body, and the case slowly went cold. But then, in May 1989, a glimmer of hope emerged when a human torso washed up on a beach in Staten Island. However, DNA forensics weren't yet available, so investigators had an X-ray technician compare Gail's old chest X-rays to the torso, and they concluded, this is Gail. Meanwhile, Robert seemed unfazed by his wife's disappearance, as he was busy partying and picking up women. In 1990, he moved to Las Vegas, began his own plastic surgery practice, and formed a new relationship with Dr. Stephanie Youngblood, who reported that their first year together was perfect. Eventually, Stephanie left Robert after witnessing his rage firsthand, but he wasted no time and quickly started dating again. In 1996, he married a gynecologist named Janet Shallett. The pair relocated to North Dakota, where they had a baby girl together, and Robert became something of a local celebrity after saving a young boy's life at the North Dakota State Fair. Back in New York, detectives were revisiting cold cases when they realized it was now possible to test the DNA from the torso found nearly 10 years earlier. Unfortunately, Gail's family received the gut-wrenching news.
Did you know you could be entitled to a 5- or 6-figure payout if you were in a traffic collision within the past 2 years? Yes, even if you...
That the torso did not belong to Gail, thus ripping away any closure they had found. The determined investigators began re-interviewing anyone close to Robert, and one person's statement stood out from the rest. A former girlfriend from back in New York told detectives she had been with Robert when he got a phone call from Port Authority police saying they might have found Gail. After hanging up the phone, he ominously told her, "I doubt it's Gail." Furthermore, the lead detective on the case uncovered a truly shocking clue that would take this investigation to new heights. Literally. He found that the doctor had rented a plane from the New Jersey airport on the exact same day Gail went missing. Furthermore, Robert had actually doctored the flight log to make it look like he had taken the plane out the following day. So finally, the pieces to this twisted puzzle were starting to come together, and investigators could proceed with their case against Robert. 15 years after Gail vanished, a grand jury charged Robert with second-degree murder, and at long last, the case went to trial. However, with only circumstantial evidence, it wouldn't be easy to convict him of murder. Moreover, the jury was skeptical about whether or not Robert could have physically flown the plane and pushed a body out of it simultaneously. But the prosecutors recreated and recorded this scenario, demonstrating to all that it was entirely possible. And you know what? It worked. Despite the defense's best efforts to blame Gail's disappearance on mental instability and drug problems, Robert was found guilty of second-degree murder on October 24, 2000. The ruthless yet sweet-talking killer was sentenced to 20 years to life in prison and has tried several times over the years to have his conviction overturned, thankfully without any success. But then, after decades of maintaining his innocence from behind bars, Robert dropped a major bombshell. During a parole hearing in December 2020, he stunned everyone when he finally confessed, proclaiming, "I wanted her to stop yelling at me, and I attacked her." He then went on to say he strangled Gail and went flying. Horrifically, detectives have since disclosed that they believe Robert used his surgical skills and took his time dismembering the body before renting a plane and dumping it somewhere between Montauk Point, New York, and Cape May, New Jersey.
Real shit, y'all know what this shit sound like? This I knew exactly what the fuck this shit sound like. What the Dexter, nigga. Dexter. Fucking Dexter. The only nigga I know who kill a nigga, cut their ass up, and drop their ass on the water. Fucking Dexter. That nigga's a real life Dexter. I kept trying to think about who the fuck this nigga sound like. I've been watching Dexter since I was like a young kid. That nigga, that's him. That's him.
Her body has never been found. Gail's family believes her spirit has found its eternal resting place in an extraordinary nonprofit organization called Gail's House. Beyond honoring her memory, it was initiated to raise awareness surrounding domestic violence and to provide support for women in need. All right, we made it to the top of our list, and believe me, this last case will take you on a twisted journey you won't soon forget. Ready or not, here we go. We're traveling back in time to October 17th, 2006 in New Orleans, Louisiana. A guest at the Omni Royal Hotel looks out his window after hearing a loud thud and is horrified to see a man's body lying on the parking garage roof below. Police rushed to the rooftop and found the fatally mangled body of 28-year-old Zachary Bowen, an Iraq War veteran who had apparently jumped 5 stories to his death. As they surveyed the scene, detectives located army dog tags, house keys, and a folded-up note in Zach's pocket, reading, "This is not accidental. I had to take my own life to pay for the one I took. If you send a patrol to 826 North Rampart, you will find the dismembered corpse of my girlfriend Addie in the oven, on the stove, and in the fridge, along with full documentation on the both of us and a full signed confession from myself." Wait, say what? Beyond the very unexpected admission, it was clear that Zach had been living with some demons based on the 28 cigarette burns found on his body. He wrote that they were meant to symbolize his shortcomings in school, jobs, military, marriage, parenthood, morals, and love for every year of his life. However, according to his friends, Zach appeared in fine spirits the day before his lethal leap. So what happened? Well, hotel security footage captured him drinking for hours at the Omni rooftop bar before eerily pacing back and forth by the railing. It appeared as though he was contemplating his fatal choice. But then, at around 8:30 in the evening, cameras rolled as he suddenly threw himself over the edge, leaving behind a mess of unanswered questions.
Love games but hate the grind? With WeMod, you can be invincible, unimaginably wealthy, or even teleport. WeMod is the #1 app for PC game modding, and it's completely free. Now you can modify your games easily and safely to have the perfect experience for you. Whether you want to bypass tough levels, skip grinding, or enhance your gameplay, WeMod can help. And millions of gamers are already on board. Unleash boundless possibilities for thousands of popular games. Transform your game instantly using the WeMod overlay or mobile app. And don't worry, WeMod is incredibly simple to use. The app auto-detects your installed games, streamlines one-click modding, and is always up to date with the latest game releases.
Of course, authorities immediately went to the address in Zach's note, and much to their horror, discovered that every gruesome detail was true. In various areas of the French Quarter flat, they found the partially cooked remains of a young woman. While she couldn't be immediately identified, it was suspected to be Zach's missing girlfriend, 30-year-old Addie Hall. Now, let's talk about these two for a second. Adrienne Matthias, Addie Hall, was a free-spirited and passionate dance teacher, poet, and seamstress from Durham, North Carolina, who worked in a local pub as a bartender. Zach, a carefree Los Angeles native, moved to New Orleans and enlisted in the Army in 2000. He served in Kosovo and Iraq as a military policeman, earning several awards for his heroic bravery. However, his experience in the Army left him severely depressed and led to alleged increased use of drugs and alcohol. Nevertheless, after receiving a general discharge, he had no trouble finding bartending jobs based on his good looks and charming nature. Zach and Addie met in 2005 at a bar, and it's believed by some sources that they quickly bonded over a mutual desire to have a good time, which allegedly included using copious amounts of different drugs and alcohol. Before long, they were madly in love and dependent upon one another. But then, Hurricane Katrina happened. In the time leading up to the devastating hurricane, Zach and Addie garnered media attention for their resistance to the evacuation, saying they planned to ride out the storm from home despite all warnings. Furthermore, once the storm had passed, they chose to stay without electricity, running water, or any essential supplies. While at first the couple seemingly grew closer in the chaos, many regard this as the start of Zach's downward spiral. As residents of New Orleans began returning to their homes and life crept back toward normalcy, Zach and Addie became increasingly rebellious. They enjoyed living a survivalist lifestyle without responsibilities, and when that all came crashing down, intense fighting commenced. The volatile relationship included both physical and mental abuse, with several friends expressing concern for their well-being. Some people believe things got even worse when Zach started frequenting gay bars and entered a secret homosexual relationship. As you can probably imagine, Addie wasn't happy when she found out he was cheating on her, and after breaking up with Zach, they got into a massive fight over ownership of their shared apartment. Then, in the heat of the moment, Zach snapped and strangled Addie to death. At the apartment, police located a series of strange messages spray-painted on the walls and a full written confession from Zach stating, "I scared myself not by the action of calmly strangling the woman I've loved for 1.5 years, but by my entire lack of remorse." Then, horrifyingly, they opened the oven and discovered a pair of charred feet and legs in a tinfoil-lined pan. Oh, but that wasn't all. They also found hands and a severed head in separate pots on the stove, as well as a torso wrapped in a plastic bag and packed into the refrigerator. Something of a silver lining, New Orleans Chief of Detectives Anthony Canatella denied reports there was cannibalism involved in the crime, citing an autopsy that showed no evidence of body parts in Bowen's system. Regardless, just let that sink in for a second. Now, as if this case isn't already twisted enough, Addie was very best friends with a woman named Margaret Sanchez, who appeared as a narrator in the documentary Zach and Addie. But shockingly, in 2012, Margaret and her boyfriend, Terry Speaks, were charged with murdering and dismembering a dancer named Jaron Lockhart. In any case, the tragic tale of Addie Hall and Zach Bowen's whirlwind romance in New Orleans' French Quarter is a harsh testament to how abruptly a person can snap. Today, we're exploring 3 cases with stunning plot twists that will leave your head spinning. We're talking about the rare instances when the truth is even stranger than fiction, and the key to solving a gruesome murder comes down to the last person or creature you'd ever expect. Nothing in this story is as it appears, and you'll find that the truth came with more questions than answers. On July 23, 2017, a 25-year-old woman named Lisa Theris was reported missing by her father, William Theris, and 2 friends to the Troy Police Department. She was living in Louisville, Alabama, and according to her father, had been missing since July 18, 2017, which was the last time they spoke on the phone. During the brief but very routine conversation, she told her father that she was just under 40 minutes away in Troy. So, who is Lisa Theris? The young woman was studying to become a radiologist at the time of her disappearance. Lisa was living in Mobile with her boyfriend, but her life took a dramatic turn after their tumultuous split in February. As a result, she moved back to Louisville to live with her parents and enrolled at community college. Unfortunately, her family reported that following the tough breakup, she became unpredictable and began staying out late with a bad crowd. Additionally, on June 8, 2017, Lisa attended a friend's court hearing in Coffee County and was allegedly thrown out of the courthouse due to disorderly conduct. When they claimed she continued to cause a disturbance, she was arrested and booked into the county jail before being released on bail. The misdemeanor charge came with a maximum of 3 months in prison, but more likely a fine of up to $500. Sadly, this turn of events would ultimately lead everyone to believe that she was initially unreachable by her own choosing. However, when several days had passed with no communication from Lisa, it became clear that something was horribly wrong. Adding to her family and friends' worries was that Lisa was legally blind and couldn't see much of anything without her contacts or glasses. Not to mention, she had a medical condition that required daily doses of prescription medication that was left at home. The Troy police got right to work, searching the most obvious spots and talking with those close to Lisa, but they found nothing right away. Then, as concerns for her safety began to escalate, investigators learned that the last people known to have been with the young student were 2 local men named Manley Green Davis and Randall Wade Oswald. According to the police, both men were already on their radar based on previous arrests, but the real breakthrough came when police claimed the duo was linked to a robbery that had just taken place at a remote hunting lodge on Pleasant Hill Road in Midway. Law enforcement revealed the theft included ATVs, tools, chainsaws, and other items, estimated at around $40,000. While the lodge was more than 40 miles away, the burglary occurred in the early morning hours of July 19th, just hours after Lisa last spoke with her family. Suspicions continued to mount when police caught up with Davis and Oswald. They both confessed to having been with Lisa the night of the robbery, but their accounts of what happened next were wildly different. While Davis claimed Lisa had jumped out of the truck before they began ramming the metal entry gates to the lodge, Oswald accused his friend of shooting her in the head and disposing of the body in a nearby creek. Based on this new information, deputies began looking for Lisa's body and turned their focus towards a lake behind the lodge, sending in divers and cadaver dogs trained in sniffing out corpses, but they failed to locate any remains. And police weren't the only ones fearing the worst. It had now been nearly a month since Lisa's disappearance, and her loved ones started to doubt the possibility of her safe return. Davis and Oswald were taken into custody on July 31st, 2017, and charged with burglary in the 3rd degree and theft in the 1st degree. Of course, they were also considered strong persons of interest in Lisa's disappearance. Lisa was officially pronounced dead, but 2 days later, a woman named Judy Garner from Florida was driving down a local U.S. motorway when she observed something strange on the side of the road.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch now.
Judy saw what appeared to be a naked woman covered in mud and scratches stumbling out of the 2,000-acre parcel of woodland in Midway, Alabama. The passing motorist immediately called 911 and gave the mysterious woman a shirt and boxer shorts to put on while they waited. An ambulance soon arrived on the scene to transport the injured woman to the hospital. Yes, it was Lisa Theris. Weighing 50 pounds less than when she went missing, Lisa was barely alive and covered head to toe in insect bites, sunburns, and poison ivy. Doctors estimated that she wouldn't have lasted more than another day or two outside in her condition. After recovering, Lisa spoke to several news channels and offered a bizarre story about her ordeal, claiming she was drugged by Oswald and Davis and left naked in the middle of the woods. As it turns out, the 2 men were so sure she was dead that they started outright accusing one another of killing her. The brunette reportedly survived in the dense mixture of forest and overgrown fields by eating berries and wild mushrooms, omitting the brightly colored ones, and drinking muddy stream water. However, investigators and the public alike questioned her explanation and sensed that there might be more to the story. Some argue that she wasn't in the condition of a blind person stranded in the forest for a month, and that the likelihood of her surviving on berries and mushrooms alone is very low. Plus, a few internet sleuths suggested that the berries she claimed to have eaten didn't grow in that area. Oh, and the patch of woodland she was said to be lost in contains various hunting tracks, hides, and power lines that lead directly out of the brush. Even at its widest point, which is several miles south of where Lisa was found, it would take less than a single day to walk from one side of the parcel to the other. Though, of course, you must take into consideration that Lisa was legally blind. Additionally, Lisa was due to appear in court right around the time she vanished on the misdemeanor disorderly conduct charge. The criminal charges against her were dropped several weeks into the search when the court presumed she had died, but police found it suspicious that she emerged from the woods just 2 days later. Lisa maintains that she was not abandoned in the forest by her own choosing and insists that her wounds were far from superficial. Images from the hospital clearly depict how her skin was left cracked from dehydration, but that doesn't explain to the police how she found herself in such a grave position in the first place. As the investigation continued, police openly started speculating that they believed Lisa's disappearance was caused by hallucinations brought on by taking meth. With so many unanswered questions, the local sheriff had still not ruled out charging Lisa in relation to the robbery. In any case, the fact that Lisa managed to navigate through the harsh wilderness with impaired vision and no clothes for 25 days, using only the help of a staff she crafted from the roots of a tree, is nothing short of miraculous. Let's move on to our next case. It's equally unexpected and heartbreaking. However, through the unbearable sadness surrounding this story, there lies a glimmer of hope for other cold cases in the resolution. On September 19, 1964, Angela Samoda, or Angie as she liked to be called by friends, was born in Alameda, California, to Frank and Betty Ruth Samoda. After graduating from high school, she decided to enroll at the Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas. In 1982, at the start of her freshman year, the bubbly Angela was matched with her roommate, Sheila Wasaki. The two weren't exactly fast friends, but this pairing would later be the key to cracking this case wide open. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The young scholar thrived in college as the social chairman of the Zeta Tau Alpha sorority, while studying computer science and electrical engineering. However, Angela's first semester with her roommate was a little rocky, as she had a boyfriend that Sheila wasn't particularly fond of having around all the time. Once she broke up with her bothersome boyfriend, they became much closer. Roughly 2 years into college, Angela began dating a construction site manager named Ben McCall. He was a little older, which inspired her to seek independence outside the dorms and move into an off-campus condo. Now, let's move on to October 12, 1984. Angela decided to go out on the town that night with two people, her friend Anita Kadala and a man she recently met at a bar, Russell Buchanan. Russell was a 23-year-old with a degree in architecture preparing to head off to graduate school. According to Russell, the trio bounced between different bars before spending a significant amount of time at Lakewood's Boardwalk Beach Club. They kept the party going at Shannon Wynn's Nostromo restaurant, where Angela used her charming personality to get them into an upstairs club called the Rio Room. They had a few drinks and danced until around 1 a.m., when they all decided it was time to head home. It was reported by a Rio Room employee that Angela didn't appear intoxicated when she left that night. After dropping Russell off at his house just 5 minutes from her condo on Amesbury Drive, Angela proceeded to bring Anita back to her dormitory. Anita originally intended to spend the night at her friend's place, but changed her mind after learning that Angela planned to wake up early that morning for a football game. That last-minute decision would undeniably haunt Anita for the rest of her life. From there, she drove a full 30 minutes to her boyfriend's house just to say a quick goodnight before heading home. However, shortly after she left his place at around 1:45 a.m., Ben received an alarming phone call from Angela's condo. He stated that she was speaking in some sort of odd code to him at first, before outright saying, "I need you to just talk to me, I'm freaked out." It was suddenly clear to him that something was very, very wrong. Angela nervously explained that a strange man knocked on her door and asked to use her bathroom. Immediately, Ben began rattling off questions, asking things like who this man was and if she was okay, but before he could get any answers, Angela abruptly said she would call him right back, and the line was disconnected like something straight out of a horror film.
From the producers of Vanderpump Rules, welcome to the Valley.
This is adult stuff.
Our priorities have changed. I'm 40 now.
I don't know how to manage raising a child.
I know you are. Welcome to the jungle, baby. Bravo's The Valley. Stream all new episodes Wednesdays on Peacock.
Great news! Now your account has a level, and you get free daily cases for it every day. Higher your level, the more and better cases you're going to get. So click the link in the description to find out your level.
Naturally, Ben is losing his mind at this point and starts calling Angela's condo over and over again. No answer. He jumps in his truck and speeds over to her place, continuing to call Angela using his mobile car phone. Still no answer. When he arrived at the condo, Ben noticed that Angela's Toyota Supra was parked in the drive, and there was no noticeable movement from inside. He began to knock furiously on her door while desperately shouting her name, but to no avail. Ben was left with no choice but to run back out to his truck and call the police. Well, since it was the 80s and 911 wasn't widely used yet, he technically had to call information first to get transferred to the police. Authorities were on the scene right away at 2:17 a.m., among them a 20-year-old female rookie cop named Janice Crowther, who took the call. She contacted the condo manager to unlock the door and swiftly made entry. She made a note of Angela's shoes, which were eerily placed in the kitchen, before hearing her partner call out in a frightful tone from the bedroom, "Hey Janice, I found her." Upon entering the room, they discovered the bloody, lifeless body of Angela Samota, sprawled naked across her bed next to a giant stuffed bunny rabbit, with both legs draped off the side of her bed and her big blue eyes wide open and fixed. The once bright and energetic young woman had been brutally assaulted and stabbed a total of 18 times. The fatal wound was to her heart, which was viciously stabbed entirely out of its cavity and described by police as lying on top of her chest when she was found. Even more disturbingly, authorities suspected that the entire attack occurred while Ben was right outside her condo, trying to get help. DNA samples in the form of blood, semen, and fingernail scrapings were collected, but since it was the 80s, there wasn't a ton of use for them, yet. However, they were able to determine that Angela's attacker was a non-secretor, meaning the fluids belong to an individual that doesn't leave behind the antigens that distinguish their particular blood type in any of their secretions. This discovery was a vital piece of evidence because more than 80% of men are secretors. Of course, police had some suspicions right off the bat, starting with Angela's ex-boyfriend that Sheila disliked. But upon discovering that both he and Ben were secretors, the two were ruled out as suspects. That left just one name, Russell Buchanan. The following Monday evening at around 6 p.m., authorities interviewed Russell, who was still all dressed up in a suit from working. Police thought it strange that Russell claimed to have no idea Angela was dead, as it had already been on the news for a few days. Russell explained that the morning after they went out, he woke up early and left town for a wedding, then went directly to visit his family in Houston before heading home to study without ever watching the news. However, he was fully cooperative with the police, agreeing to take a polygraph test and even allowing them to search his home without any conflict. He passed the polygraph test, but authorities were a bit baffled by the excess of knives and old spears found in his home during their search. Russell claimed they were souvenirs from his roommate's 2-week African safari trip. Over the next 6 months, Russell was brought into the station periodically for questioning, but nothing was changing, and eventually he was forced to get an attorney. Then police got word that Russell had been accepted into a London grad school, and with no charges against him, they began scrambling to find a way to keep him in Texas. That's when Sheila Wysocki came back into the picture. Grasping at straws, police reached out to Sheila in hopes of gathering some hard evidence against the man they were convinced committed this heinous crime. And desperate to get justice, Sheila agreed to help. Sheila wore a wire and met Russell for dinner to see if his story matched up. Unfortunately for the police, their attempt to coerce a confession out of him using Sheila as bait failed when she reported back the same story he'd been telling all along. Unable to obtain the evidence they needed to indict him, Russell was free to move out of the country for graduate school, and Angela's case went stone cold. Sheila dropped out of school shortly after the murder and moved to Nashville, where she married and had 2 sons. Still, she remained haunted by the murder and grew increasingly frustrated by the lack of justice for her friend. Meanwhile, Russell eventually graduated and moved back to Dallas to start his own thriving architecture career. Understandably, his success bothered Sheila, who, like the police, fully believed he was guilty. On a random day in 2004, Sheila was studying for Bible classes when she said Angela suddenly appeared standing at the end of her bed. She spoke firmly to Sheila, explaining that her killer was still out there, and it was up to her to find him. Following the supernatural incident, Sheila became obsessed with finding answers, continuously reaching out to the Dallas police and urging them to reopen her friend's case. She called more than 750 times in a single year, but authorities insisted over and over that it was a lost cause. Deciding to do all she could to solve her friend's murder, she went out and earned a private investigator's license. At long last, in 2006, after tasking Detective Linda Crum with the case, the Dallas police began taking Sheila more seriously and agreed to reopen the investigation. Frustratingly, it was discovered that the evidence left in storage contained enough material for modern DNA testing. And in 2008, they got a hit. Linda Crum called Sheila and said the 3 words she'd been waiting more than 20 years to hear. "We got him." Sheila was expecting to hear the name Russell Buchanan, but that's not what happened. Instead, Linda Crum named a total stranger. Donald Andrew Best Jr. is the man who brutally stabbed Angela Samota to death. In a split second, Sheila's entire world flipped upside down as she realized that she'd been fighting to put the wrong man behind bars all those years. When the police called Russell to share the news, they were surprised to learn that he held no animosity towards Sheila or the Dallas Police Department. Instead, the celebrated architect explained that he was merely relieved to be freed from the cloud of suspicion that had shrouded most of his adult life. Speaking of which, let's talk about Donald Andrew Best Jr. At the time of his arrest, he was around 60 years old, 350 pounds, and serving a life sentence in a state prison in Huntsville. In 1978, he was charged with assault and aggravated kidnapping, but tragically, he was released on parole in 1984. It's believed he became fixated on Angela after seeing her at a bar that fateful night. His interest was taken to a deadly level when he followed her home from the Rio room. Shockingly, police believe he never intended to kill Angela, but stabbed her to keep her quiet when Ben started knocking on the door. In 1985, Bess was sentenced in Harris County, Texas, to life imprisonment on unrelated charges of assault and aggravated kidnapping. Finally, in 2010, he was tried for the assault and murder of Angela Samota. He was found guilty based on the DNA discovered at the crime scene and sentenced to death. So, after all these years, Angela can finally rest in peace in Amarillo, Texas at the Llano Cemetery. And as for her persistent friend, Sheila Wysocki, well, she thought about retiring her private investigator's license following the arrest. But when other families of tragedies began reaching out to her, she was compelled to help crack other cold cases and started her own firm, Without Warning Private Investigation. Additionally, she started a nonprofit organization called Without Warning Fight Back to educate women on assault prevention and self-defense. Sheila even made amends with Russell Buchanan, who she had been trying to convict for decades. As of 2021, the malicious predator known as Donald Andrew Best Jr. is still awaiting an execution date and remains on death row at Polunsky Prison in West Livingston, Texas. It was a dark, chilly evening in September 2008 when 63-year-old Agneta.
Alright, guys. Alrighty. So that's going to wrap it up for about now. We did a good 2 hours. Got lots of content here. Depending on whether they try to copyright anything or whatnot, I'm not sure. But we'll figure that out whenever it comes down to the case. But y'all, enjoy the rest of your day so far. And I'll see y'all motherfuckers later.